in this video we are finally going to create our ads. So we've done quite a bit already, and that's what you have to do for every campaign. Sometimes you can skip the page creation if you've already got one up and running, which you can use this one for future shirts, future experiments, and it's all good that way. So let us go and start creating some ads. So we're going to do this step by step, and I'll show you what we're doing. So first, go here. Go facebook.com/ads/create. Hit enter. And it just went to a gigantic window that I did not want. Let's try it again. Paste and go in here. That's better. Okay, so I'm in my ads account, and what I want to do is a page post engagement campaign because I have my post. Now I want people to engage that post on my page. So it's cleverly named Page Post Engagement. And now here I type in my page, A1 shirts, and I click it, and it's going to pull up, basically it's going to pull up my ad, my post, because that's the only one I have on there. So I hit continue, and now I'm into the ad creation, and there's a couple things I want to do. So number one, if you scroll down a bit, see where it says right column and remove? Let's remove that because we only want to show it on desktop and mobile. And then under advanced options, we click this and we're going to do this little thing. A equals 1. That's our URL tag. And you'll see why we do that in a second, but we're going to change that to 2 for our second one, 3 for our third one, 4 for our fourth one, 5 for our fifth one. You'll see how we do that. Now, choose a pixel. Sounds good. Let's find our pixel. I click it, and then I need to find the pixel that I created for knitting. So it'll probably be under inactive for me. You can see I have quite a few pixels here. And there it is, 1-knitting. Okay, now there's a warning. To make sure your pixel is working, try testing it or putting the code on your website again. Refresh or verify. Doesn't matter. Once a sale goes through, that will be verified. We know that. So let's continue down. Now, I like to target the United States, and I also like to target Canada because I am Canadian. For this specific shirt, I know that I want to go with females, and I know I want to go with 35 and up. So that's my first little thing, just because I know it's a female niche, and I know that that's who I want to target. However, now we're at the interest part, so let's open up let's go here, and let's go to Audience Insights. So I'll show you this. So you go to facebook.com/ads/audience_insights. Press enter. It will take you to their neat little tool called Audience Insights. And what we can do in this tool is we can find audiences that we probably couldn't find on our own or we might not think of. So all I do is I set the age and the gender to what I want to target, and then here I put in a very broad keyword, knitting. And then I click it. And now you're going to see, well, this is already set up, so this graph doesn't really matter to us. But you can check here under these, purchase or household or whatever you want, to get the demographics. Under purchasing here, we can see, do these people buy clothing? I think they do, because 81% of them do. That's awesome. So knitters buy clothing. Now, here's the key part. Page likes. This is where we're gonna find our first set of interests that we're going to target. So it's very simple. We can go to these pages if we want, but you can sometimes tell just by looking at the actual names what they are. So there's websites, artists, arts, humanities, nonprofit, or we can go down here and we can sort them by audience size. So Women Freebies, Paula Dean, Joanne Fabric and Craft Stores, Dusty Old Thing, 12 Tomatoes, starting chain line brand. Or we can sort it by affinity. And affinity, by Facebook's definition, is how likely your audience is to like a given page compared to everyone on Facebook. So affinity is a good one to go with because the Knitting Circle, Knitting Corner, Noble Knits Yarn Shop, Knit Simple, Knitting Supplies, Knitting Club, these are all very specific knitting pages, which is very good to target. So why don't we do that? So let's look at this. Let's kind of keep this, we'll keep this tab open. Go back to our campaign, and the first one we're going to target is the knitting circle. So if we want to see the page, we can. It's a magazine, and they do knitting. Sure, why not? Let's give it a test. So under interests, I'm going to put in, if I had the name right, the knitting circle. Okay. Let's see if it comes up. The knitting circle. And unfortunately I can't target that one because it doesn't show up. So no problem. I'm on to the next knitting corner. That'll happen sometimes. I don't know why, but that's not coming up either. Okay, on to number 3. Noble Knits Yarn Shop. Let's try this. Noble Knits. Nope. It could be too that the audience sizes are too small, so it's not showing, and we're not able to target these people. So Knit Simple. Let's try this. Knit Simple comes up. Good. There's our first one. So Knit Simple, women 35 and older. There's 28,000 of them. Good enough for me. So now I'm going to, on the first one I have to change the name. I'm going to change the name to this. I put Teespring only because I have my own store too, so I like to differentiate the two. And I'm going to call it this. All I care about is knitting. And that's going to be my campaign name. And I'm going to set the budget to $20. But now, under the ad set name, I want to copy the interest, copy, and I want to do this, 1 dash the name. I put the 1 there because remember that optional URL tag up here, A equals 1? When I do my reports and when I look on the dashboard, I'll say, okay, 1 is knitting, so I know that right away, so I can tell right away. Now I want to set a start and end date. This is important too. Don't forget this, because if you don't set a start and end date, your ads could run forever if you forget them, and you could end up spending a lot of money you don't need to. So I know mine's a week. I know it ends at 8 p.m. Los Angeles time, 11 p.m. Eastern. Under bidding, I don't want to change anything. I just want to optimize for page post engagement, and basically I now want to place my order. I've created my first ad set. Now I want to create 4 more, so I do a create similar. And for the second one, I go A equals 2, and then for my interest, I go to my next interest. So Knit Simple came up. Let's try knitting supplies. Knitting supplies comes up. Perfect. So I know I want that one. I'm going to copy it. And 100,000 people. And now down here, I don't need to create a new campaign, but I do need a new ad set. I'm going to call this 2 dash this, knitting supplies. Leave the budget at 20, start and end date the same, place order. I've got 2 ads up now, 3 to go. Create similar. So now I want to change my URL to 3 to identify this as the 3rd ad that I'm running. Knitting supplies is not what I want anymore, but knitting club is what I want. So let's go to knitting club. Cool, there's 2 of them. I'll take that one. And I'm going to copy that name. And now 240,000 people, that's a big one. Create new ad set. 3 dash knitting club. Same settings, place order. Now I got three ads up pretty quickly. You can see how fast this goes. My 4th one is this. 4. And then what am I going to use for an interest? Well, I just used knitting club, so let's try knitting fever. See if that comes up. Nope. Knitting factory does. But let's see what else comes up. Knit and crochet now. Let's try that. Knit and crochet now comes up. Perfect. So that's my 4th one. And let's see how many people. 38,000. Nice. Good size. Okay, so I go 4 dash that. Knit crochet now. Same settings. Place order. And I need 1 more. Let's call it 5. So I'm going to do 5. I'm going to scroll down to here. I'm going to go to additional interest, audience insights, knitting daily. Let's try this. and it does come up. Sweet. I've got 5 ads running now in 1 per ad set. Create new. 5. See how easy that is? $20. End date's right. Place your order. And now I'm going to hit continue because I don't want to create any more. I've got my 5. This is my test. This is my campaign. It might show as unreviewed. That's okay. So Facebook's gonna review these, and then they're gonna set them live. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this, and we're gonna see if I get a sale within 24 hours. Then I know that I might be onto something, and I can optimize this. If I don't get a sale within 24 hours on any of these 5 test ads, I am dumping this campaign. Okay, I will look at the data and I'll see if I'm getting a good click-through rate. I'll see what everything is, because I will use that data to build my next campaign, but I will not continue running this campaign. So this is where, that's why campaigns are kind of like throwaway things. They're like one night stands. You use them for what you want, quick and easy, dirty, done. But you're not getting married to these things. So it's not a long-term thing. The only time you want to marry a campaign is when you find an audience or a niche or a sport or a hobby or whatever it may be, a passion, and then you can start launching several shirts to that group, and you can put them on rotation, and you can do a lot of different things to scale it. But right now we're in experimental phase. We're seeing if this shirt works. We're seeing if we got the right interests. We're seeing if we have the right targeting. We're just basically throwing it out there to experiment and buy some data and then work with the data that we got. So fingers crossed now, it's go time. Once this goes live, we're going to see pretty quickly within 24 hours if we've got a winner or not. If we don't have a winner, we dump it and we're on to the next one. But that is basic campaign setup 101. Every time you set up a campaign, just follow through those steps. You do not need a new page for every campaign. You can run them all to the same page. If you see that a shirt is working in a particular area, then certainly go ahead and create a fan page for that area, and you can start building it out. Okay, but there's no need to create a new fan page for every single campaign when you're just experimenting. So that's it for this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll keep you posted on if this worked or not. I hope it works, because it would be wonderful to show you a winning campaign. But if it doesn't, the campaign setup is there. This is what you need to repeat. My success rate with these things is 28%. So I basically have to launch, it's 3 out of 10 approximately that'll work for me. So I don't have every single shirt work either. I still don't, and I think I'm really good at this. So if you launch 10 and you don't have a single success, then we need to look at what you're doing, because there's something wrong somewhere. Could be the design, could be the targeting, could be a combination of the two. But let's keep our fingers crossed and go for it.